Today, AKAPAD, we're going to answer the question. Let's just assume you've read Wildcats, Covert Action Teams. And you say to yourself, hey, was there such a thing as a universe before Wildcats issue 1? Well, we're going to answer that today. And we're going to focus on 2 interconnected covers of 2 separate books. AKA Padders, welcome back to WILDSTORM Wednesday. Yes, I am sorry, we have another late drop today. The reason for that, well, guess what? I'm a busy guy, we're doing a lot of things, and I'm a little bit behind on recording and doing some of the research and some of the prep work for WILDSTORM Wednesdays and Top Cow Tuesdays. It hasn't been consistent the last 3 weeks. My apologies. Let's get into Wildcats, Team 1. Let me grab it right here. Let's just say you read Wildcats. As I'm speaking to you, you're seeing images of the Wildcats cartoon. Let's just say you bought some of the Wildcats off of the shelves. KB Toys. Maybe I paid a couple bucks, right? They were clearanced, weren't they? Played a SNES game. And you say to yourself, was there a Wildcats before there were a Wildcats? Well, WILDSTORM Productions answers that question. Here we go. Wildcats Team 1. Now, in these issues, they're not called Wildcats at all. They're actually called Team 1. Here's the kicker. And I think we're going to be a little bit short when we hit that drawing table. Wildcats Team 1 bleeds right into Stormwatch Team 1. It's confusing. But we get some cool things. We get some comic book things. We get things that comic book fans like. For example, there's just like a fascination with pre-teams. There's a fascination with origins or the beginning of something. Or just seeing something before the time that we discovered it. It's the Boba Fett effect. And Boba Fett and the potential origin of Boba Fett, and AKA Padders, I know some of you guys are young, but I'm going way back. For decades, it was debated, it was hypothesized, it was of geek, not lore, but culture. The origin of Boba Fett, where Boba Fett came from, and potentially where he went post Return of the Jedi. Now, because we have to reveal everything, like we did with Boba Fett, we demystify and destroy the character. This doesn't quite do it. This more or less, Wildcats and Stormwatch Team 1, more or less upset us because we're wasting our dollars and we're wasting our time, and we're not really getting a payoff, and we're not getting a good issue-to-issue read. This is not WILDSTORM's best, but we do have to showcase what's inside these books. Because, well, we're a completionist when it comes to WILDSTORM Wednesday. So, guys, time to hit that drawing table. And we're back at the drawing table, aka Padders. These are confusing books. I'm not crazy about the covers. I'm not crazy about the character designs. I get it. We're in a little bit of a simpler position. Like, you know, like we want to simplify the superhero age and do kind of like a pre-superhero age. This guy's not Spartan, by the way, but this is Mr. Majestic. I don't care. Let's spoil it. Mr. Majestic, right here. We're introduced by Mr. Majestic. And this could be your first time reading about Mr. Majestic. But he's introduced with a classic Superman scene. Saves a kid. Are the pure as a child's heart. Issue 1 of Wildcats, Team 1, assembles the team after there's a submarine. Someone attacks the submarine base. And we have a Jacob Marlowe connection. This guy's psychic. He can see demonites. He's a lot of the things we see Jacob Marlowe able to do. Is he Jacob Marlowe? Is he not? We don't know. But, because we know Jacob Marlowe, and if you guys don't know who Jacob Marlowe is, he is an interesting character. But it's this guy. He's just like this homeless bum. We're introduced to him in WILDCATS issue 1, but we find out that he runs this giant corporation, and he has a team of Wildcats. And the Wildcats, he's connected all over. This is IO, their connection with IO. Lynch, he's later going to Gen 13. There's still a lot that stems from WILDCATS 1 through 4. Which makes it even more significant when we get into these. Because I'm not sure where these connect to the future of the WILDSTORM universe. So this could be Jacob Marlowe. Because we know he has this rich history. And I like the submarine here because the bad guy, Hellspawn here, who is ruthless in these 4 issues, he has a sub. And I'm just trying to find where. See, he's like underwater. So there's somewhat of I hate to say it, but we have like similar beats. Here's Pike, our mascot for the table. This is our boy here. We got big Pike revelation coming up there. So Jacob Marlowe, when he looks at this dude, he's like, holy crap, he's a demonite. And he tortures him. And this is kind of cool, because it kind of describes Jacob Marlowe torturing the demonite with the fire and the psychic blast. And he's doing it in a way that hides. People kind of see the demon, they kind of don't. They kind of see the psychic blast, they kind of don't. But he's got to keep it a secret. And then he's like, look, I need to assemble a team. I need this girl, Lucy Blaze. That's how they say it. Lucy Blaze. She's a coda. She's kind of like a zealot. So zealot, if we want to say that zealot is so popular, this is a archetype for her. She's got black hair. Z's got white hair. We get it. But they have a history. He's like, hey, come with me. They do their briefing. And I love these 9-panel grids. And she's like, I don't want to work with you. He's like, yeah, but we have history. He's like, we got to hunt these demonites. I saw one. I encountered one. We have to do this. We have to assemble a team. And then they go to assemble a team. And all this is like Goodreads. We're introduced to the characters one by one. He's just a normal American serving his country. And we just see. This dude is a complete weapon. He runs through the helicopters, whacks the dude because these guys have government secrets, whacks him with the briefcase. People get shot. It crashes. He's Major John Colt, a normal American serving his country. Great hero shot here. This is good. This is a great introduction. I talk about introducing characters and we see their powers immediately. We see that with Mr. Majestic. And then we get Jack Kerouac. Because we're in this age where we're deconstructing superhero teams. And here's the wild thing. You really want to see what deconstruction looks like? Alan Moore. Travis Charest. We're gearing up to do Travis's introduction and run on WILDCATS. We did a couple pre-episodes. Check those out. WILDCATS issue 21. When Alan Moore comes on board, and he does the same thing with Youngblood, we will detail this in a separate video, but we can see here, this doesn't look like an exciting team. Like when we get into what we want from our superhero teams, okay? Like we want this in superheroes, but Alan Moore wants to give us this. And some of you might say, what's the difference, Peter? This is deconstruction, okay? We don't have different shapes, different forms. We don't have visible powers. And people have goofy names. Like this girl's name is Ladytron. Okay, he's Mr. Majestic. And it's just like, okay. So, Jack Kerouac. out of desperate irony and to sound intelligent, is a member of this team. And he continues on to issue 2. And we get Hellspawn in a freaking trench coat with nicely rendered grass. And then we have like Johnny Slaughter here. This guy's name, I'm pretty sure is look, Slaughterhouse Smith. This is the Alan Moore effect in 90s comics. And it doesn't quite land because we want hardcore superheroes. We want superheroes with some of the blood. The rest of the members don't get full introductions. We have Think Tank. We have Regiment. We have Isaiah King. I do like that name. And we have Slay. And Slay's like the American looking guy, like right there. So everyone gets assembled. Hellspawn recruits Slaughterhouse Smith. And he goes, the planet Earth. He promises him the continent of the U.S. of America. And yeah, they're going to work together. And this guy's like a crime lord. And Hellspawn is not wearing a trench coat, thank God. Hellspawn also should never be seen in Wayne Manor. Hellspawn should only be seen in crazy sci-fi backgrounds like he is here. Like he should be in environments like this. See, like the ocean, like it's just crazy cool stuff. And then the team's assembled. Team 1. Here's Team 1. Continued. Okay. Well, all right. Where's issue 2? So here's the crazy thing. See, like the issue 2s of Wildcats and Stormwatch connect, and the issue 1s connect. I don't think any. Am I crazy? None of these work. None of these work as single covers. But for some reason, comic shops ordered the hell out of these, because you see these all over the place, right? But like a lot of times when you go into back issues and you see a lot of these, that means like comic shops order them at one time, right? This is just weird. So issue 2, like if we just bought these, you see, they don't and the way that they're connected makes no sense. This is mostly a fight issue, but what we don't want to see are it's like all the cool superhero guys, right? Like they're just like, it looks like it's like 12 Angry Men. They're arguing, like they're arguing who killed O.J. Simpson, or who killed Nicole Brown Simpson. But Jacob, right here you go. Now my only concern is the next mission. It doesn't. The Jacob Marlowe guy says, I want the next mission. Here's the next mission. But hey, Hellspawn and his slaughterhouse friend, they raid a military base, and Hellspawn, because it's I guess like nighttime out, he's back in the trench coat. But the team gets scrambled. They have a briefing. This is, if you guys want to talk about nuance, I like talking about nuance. I like talking about new things. We have a magic marker here. I love this technique. I love this trick. Number one, I love the negative clouds right here with the flying silhouette of the plane. You kind of want to say maybe they were intending some captions to go here or some additional dialogue, whatever, but this works so well. So we get the briefing, and during the briefing, all of Team 1, they kind of have these flashbacks, and the girl's talking. See, we see her like word balloons here. But they're pretty much like the flashback word bubble is over her word bubble. See? Like, I just think it's such a... And it's all of these moments leading up to them joining the team. It's pretty cool. And we end here. What we do here... And what the heck's his name? Rich Johnson. I'll show you guys real quick with issue 1. Because we're not going to get into the Stormwatch side yet. What Mr. Johnson does very well over here, my AKA padders. We need a Sharpie. He is fantastic in ending panels, right? Panel, page. See, we're moving in this direction. We turn the page. Look, we have an anchor. We know to turn the page. These are the subliminal things when we read comics. Look, pull away. We know that this scene's over, right? Pull away. Establishing shot. This is okay. We know that it's just great. Another establishing shot. Another anchor. This should be in this direction. But he's so, look, another anchor. Another close-up. He's so good with wrapping up these pages. The instinct is there. These two panels could be swapped. It doesn't matter. They both would have had the same effect. I love this. Look, this is so intelligent. The helicopter crashes this way. He's jumping down this way. And your eye movement is split. And we get two separate like climaxes. It's such a good page. I would probably pay money for this original page. I think it's that unique. He should Mr. Majestic should be facing this direction, not this direction. The negative space should be here, so we know again to turn the page. So we get stuff like that. I think these two should be swapped. But there's enough of these overall like techniques that are, you want to call it flow, but it's instinctual, and it makes the comic book an easy read. That's one of the highlights of this, because we can make our way through the book. So we go back to the factory. The bad guys get in. They start to launch nuclear missiles. Team 1 shows up in like one of their only awesome, really cool shots here. Yeah, like Jack Kerouac has got to go, and I don't know what is happening with King over here, right? Like, what is that? You kind of want to say, are we missing like a caption here? And our Spartan guy, but he's not Spartan. Maybe this is the template for Spartan, right? Because we know that Spartan is kind of based on someone that Jacob Marlowe knows. Kind of cool, but not really. Not said here, not explicit, not even teased, but he jump kicks this dude right in the grill. So some of these connections are there. You can kind of assume some of them. But, you know, we just get this big fight. I mean, I love the mouth here, though. We get some good rendering. Hellspawn in the trench coat. It's back in the day, if you spent $2.50 for this and you brought this home and you were excited to read it, you'd just be like, they are stealing my money. And this is where sometimes you lose your base. Another great 9-panel grid, more fighting, and then here, look, and then the lights go out. It's 10:46. So we get into Stormwatch issue 2, right? Stormwatch issue 2 ends the same way. So what happens after the lights go out? It's just confusing. This should be self-contained. It really should. And it's not. I don't think that they advertised like this as a singular reading experience. So I don't know what you're expecting to buy. I don't really, like, I like some of the teases. Like, this could be Spartan. This could be Jacob Marlowe. Mr. Majestic. But when he shows up in WILDCATS, issue 9, like, it's not like he's like, hey, guys, like, you remember that thing? Which is the problem that we have with any of the Star Wars stuff, to make another Star Wars reference, is in the Obi-Wan show, like, we have established that Leia knows Obi-Wan, so how can she not know Obi-Wan in New Hope? This is why it's tough to go backwards. Not crazy about these guys, but we're going to get back into WILDCATS. But when we cycle back into Stormwatch, we'll do these. So these are down the road. But WILDCATS. Team 1, very confusing.